Alright, hey guys, welcome to Kenshi. I think anyone who's watching this knows pretty much what's going on in the game. It's like an RPG with a group of people. And right now I found myself in a sort of interesting situation. I thought I'd contribute to doing a video about it, just so that maybe some people will watch it and want to get this game, because it is pretty damn good, and it's gonna be really awesome when they finish it completely. So well, the point of the game is pretty much you can do whatever you want. It's like Mountain Blade in a way. People compare it to a lot of games like that, but this is pretty original in a way that the developers have tried to make it sort of counter all the things about games that usually sort of break them for many people, like the health point systems and all of that, and the superhuman strength and etc. So you can, well, like I said, you can do pretty much anything you want. You can build bases, you can go at it alone, or you can grab a couple of buddies, or then maximum is 20 right now, but I think they are going to expand it a lot, so you can have a lot more men on you, and you can build small, like F.O.B kind of bases around, and then you can build entire cities, and you can start your businesses. It doesn't work yet because this is an alpha. This is I think pretty much halfway done, sort of, but it's still going to take a while to sort of finish all the things. But you can have shops, and you can have all kinds of things, and you can build things yourself and craft things if you want to. You don't have to, of course. But I just thought that before I do what I'm gonna do, which is that one of my men, you can see, is far away from me, and he went scouting, or I sent him scouting, because I was trying to settings a little bit on this game, and you can choose a lot of different stats, and I think they're gonna bring in more options as well later on. But you can choose the amount of wandering groups. Like there's one right here, and there's two groups fighting each other, some bandits fighting some samurai, and I chose to make the groups really large, because my group is very large, and the small groups didn't really do anything to me. They couldn't harm me at all, because I've played this with these same guys for a really long time, so they're pretty good, all of them. And the gear that I have, I had a huge city of my own, and I could produce everything in the game, because I just wanted to try everything out. And I've pretty much got all the tech except for a few pieces of clothing, but you can see from the inventory that my weapons, well, you don't really have anything to compare them to unless you've played this before, but they're pretty damn good. I'm not sure if you can get it better. It says standard grade, so I don't know if you can sort of improve on that in the alpha yet. But so I felt pretty invincible, so I sort of tried to change the settings a little bit, and I changed the chance of death, which means that you will die easier from your wounds. And I changed the damage as well. I put them both to maximum, so that when you get hit hard. And I'll just quickly explain the damage system for anyone who doesn't know it. Here you can see all the different parts of your body, and now all my men, except for this guy, is at full health. He's captured. I'll show that to you in a moment. And the stats are full, but when you go when you get hit, there's two types of damage you can sort of get, or three, sort of. Blunt damage, which is like no cuts, but just trauma, and that shows up as black, that you can see here, the dark ones. And this is cut damage, the red one, and you need to patch yourself up to sort of stop yourself from bleeding. And when these stats go under 100, and this is if they go under 100, you're not going to be able to use that limb. And I think if it goes under 50, you're not going to be able to use that limb anymore for a while, until it heals up. If you're or your chest or your head or your stomach, and I think your blood, if they go under 100, you're gonna lose consciousness. And you can go under 100 with your legs to a negative number. But if like here the stomach is minus 16, you're pretty much gonna lose consciousness, unless there's one exception. If your toughness is high, then it affects how long you're going to be able to still go on fighting, even though you might be in the negative. And the thing is that if your damage goes over negative 100, you're supposed to actually lose your limb. So you're not going to be able to use it anymore, and you need to replace it with some sort of robotics. But they haven't implemented that yet. I'm not sure if you can actually lose the limb completely either, but I've heard that you can. I've never experienced it myself, but I think, well, depending on how this goes, we might see that. And so is there anything else? I think I'm gonna show you, like, I'm gonna build a little F.O.B over there, closer to the area, because I might run into a few fights on the way over there, because it's pretty far away. As you can see, the map is quite huge. You're gonna see sort of the distance from where I am now to the camp where one of my men is, and you can sort of see how long it's gonna take. And it's gonna take a while, because these heavily armored troops, they can't walk fast there, even though they might have good stats with let me show you, with athletics, which is the sort of speed that you can go with, and strength sort of affects how much you can carry and how fast you can go. Even though if you have these are high, you're still going to get a lot of penalty, just because it's hard to maneuver in your heavy gear. And you can see from here the athletics penalty, or the effect, is sort of 70. You're running on 75% only due to this. But then when you have all this other stuff on, you're going to be running pretty slowly, or basically walking, because I haven't really trained these guys to carry that much stuff, except for my my main guy. And I've got building materials. I had an old base, but I imported this game, which you can do. You can take the you can take your old crew, and you can import the game into a whole new like a fresh map, and you can choose if you want to keep your buildings, and you can choose if you want to keep your technology, and then you can sort of reset your squad position if your squad is all spread out around the map. But the building importing is a bit buggy. I think you just like run over buildings. I think I tried it out just to see how it works. And well, they kicked ass. They were pretty tough, these samurai guy. And so yeah, so the base I had a base. It was huge, but I sort of deleted it. But all I did was take all the building materials with me, because I felt that if I want to, I can just start a new base. But I thought my actual goal was to sort of just kill everybody, just like kill everybody, even the sort of the good guys. I just thought that I'd try it out. And my setting is that I've got 7 guys who are heavily armored, and then I've got 13 guys who are sort of lightly armored. They do pretty good, because they're pretty good fighters. But like I said, I crafted everything myself. Everything these guys are wearing right now, I made them myself. And you can sort of you can research a lot of things, and you can get new clothing if you go into shops and buy them as tech. And then you go back to your base and you start researching and improving on those designs, and that's what you need sort of like a science guy for. And then usually you have like at least I do, I have like a runner who's really fast, who can sort of do business and go around and traveling and scouting and whatnot, whatever needs to be done fast, so he can outrun pretty much everybody on the map, so he doesn't have to stop and fight. And actually what happened here was that I was gonna go and see if the changes that I did on the squad sizes actually affects the camps, or does it just affect the roaming sort of bandits and other people. And apparently it looked like it also affects the towns. But alright, I'll just start walking over there just a little bit. And I sort of take my slowest guy and put everybody on, like, bodyguard duty. And then they should follow that one guy, and they won't start running around, because everybody runs at different speeds, pretty much at this point of the game, when it's been a long time. So yeah, I sent my guy over there to see the troop sizes, and then I saw that there were too many, and he actually went a bit too close to them, so they started harassing him. So I came back here, clicked on the ground, tried to get him out, but apparently he didn't take the move order, so he got stuck over there in a fight, and then he was surrounded because there was a lot of cannibals over there. And the cannibals, they take you and they put you in a cage in their camp like this. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's trying to eat me, pretty much. He's bugged out now, but he's trying to get close, and I think he's trying to cut my limbs off, like, one at a time. And yeah, he managed to take down 4 of them from this whole group before he actually went down. And shame I didn't record that situation, because I didn't really see it myself either. But he fought them, and they surrounded him, and the fighting system in this is pretty good. That even if you're overwhelmed, they won't, like, all bunch up on you like in maybe a Mountain Blade they do. That they all just let me just pause this. I don't want them to get into trouble. And they might get overwhelmed, but they keep the spacing, and they do attack you with like many people at a time, and that's when you get hit in the back and stuff. But they won't, like, just bunch up around you in a huge mass so you can't move anywhere. You can try and run from the center of that whole thing, but it's pretty hard, because they keep smacking you around, and then it's actually maybe better to stop and fight. And I actually knew that he was going to go down. When I came here, he had already dropped, like, a couple of guys. I thought I could put him to block only, but I thought that, you know, he's going to go down anyway, so might as well just, you know, fight and put up a stand over there, because these guys are dicks. And so they knocked him down. They put him in the cage. They haven't healed him yet. They usually do. They should heal him before, so they can sort of eat him a bit by bit later on, which is kind of awesome, sort of. And I do like this, because the other bandits just sort of kill you and leave you lying on the ground, or they beat you up and leave you lying there. Cannibals are great, because they have a cage for you, and they're gonna start eating you pretty much if nobody comes in and saves you. And I think they're gonna implement some sort of system later on where the other bandits and people as well are gonna sort of hold you for ransom and stuff, and that's gonna be great as well. But well, here's the cannibal camp, and this is my objective now. I'm gonna try and save my friend, and these guys are pretty, like, relatively tough, but I think I can manage fairly easy, unless there's another group that comes in and joins the fight for them. Alrighty. Yeah, lucky these guys were friendly. And you can't start a war with, like, any faction around. I could attack them unprovoked, and then they will sort of hate me for it. And I think you can improve your status by oh, he's hurt. And just a second, I'm gonna explain this, because, like, as you can see, his head is damaged. He's tough, so he's on -4, but he can still walk. But he's actually holding his head because it hurts, because he got into a fight with this guy who is actually pretty tough. And as you can see, there is a bounty on his head. You get 5,000 bucks for taking this guy, carrying him around over to a police station. And let me get a fast guy. I think this guy's relatively fast. I'll just show you you can pick him up. You can pick him up and then take him wherever you want. And this also works if your friends are wounded. So you can go sideways, moonwalk. If you can, if your friends go down, you can carry them back to your base and put them into bed and heal them up, and they heal a lot faster if you just leave them lying on the ground out here. They heal a lot faster in bed. What I meant to say. But I don't think I need I need 5,000, because right now I think I got 142,000, so it's more than enough to sort of do what I want here, and I don't need any more equipment. I don't need anything, so I'll just leave this guy here, and maybe because I feel a bit bad for him, I'll just heal him up and he can go on his way. Oh, he's dead. Too late. Well, I should have played with him. Okay. So, what else? You can, of course, speed up time, because it is a long way, and this is one of like the shortest distances that you sort of have to walk. But you can speed up time all you want, and well, not all you want, but to 4 times the speed. And as you can see, the heavy troops are really slow. So the difference between having light armor troops and heavy armor troops is pretty, like, it depends on what you like. If you like to take your time and don't worry about, you know, walking around too much and sort of RPG it, then it doesn't really matter if you walk slowly. But sometimes you might need at least a few troops that are lightly armored, so you can sort of, if you craft things, you can take them out to the shop and sell them. And I'm not going to do that right now. This is like a simple sort of mission thing that I'm doing, and I'll show you the things involved in something like this. But there's a lot of videos about like starting as one guy, and just like I can't remember whose video it was, but he did like a one-man army sort of Kenshi Let's Play, and it was pretty good. I'll try and put the link down in the description. But anyways, oh, here's a fight going on, as you can see that a little bit until I walk too far. These are Dust Bandits fighting Starving Bandits, and the Dust Bandits are pretty good, at least compared to these Hungry Bandits. Hungry Bandits are just like the bitches of Kenshi. They pretty much can't do anything right, and you don't even get a bounty from the oh, it's Trader's Guild. Sorry, you don't get bounties from them. They're just completely pretty much useless. You can get bounties from the Sand Ninjas and then the Dust Bandit leaders, and they're you know, a bit tougher than the men that they're with. But I think when you play at least as far as I've played, you get to fight enough to sort of increase your stats enough to sort of fight one-on-one with the leader and take him down. So I started this game, I was all the way down here. Actually, I had a base here, and when you build a base, you need to check if you want to do something more with it than just like live there. You need to check the surrounding ground for with the prospecting skill, and you can. I'll do it right now. You prospect and you see how much water there is on the ground. You see the fertility if you want to put farms there, and stone if you want to mine it, and iron is like iron ore that you mine from the ground as well. And this depends on how fast you're going to actually get it. So finding a base area with sort of everything is good. It's pretty rare. I actually found a good spot, but I'm not going to tell you that. I think part of the fun is sort of looking around and trying to find a really good position for a base, and it took me a while to sort of find the perfect kind of base for me, which had everything. All the stats were pretty much above 90, or actually were above 90 when and that's like the efficiency, so it was a really good place. But you know, what else? Well, I'll just take a look at the gear while we're walking. I have a backup weapon for my elite troops, and if you break your arm, or someone else breaks your arm, of course, you can't use two-handed weapons. So you're gonna swap into the one-handed weapon that you might have in the weapon 2 slot, which is pretty important, especially now that the stats are so high. I mean, the damage is so high. It's a lot easier to lose your arm, and then if you actually don't have a weapon, they haven't implemented like fist fighting yet. But still, if you actually try and fight a sword guy with fists, and I don't think it's gonna end well. Right now, you just can't attack unless you do have a weapon of some sort. And I've got some just like I was playing around with like just clothing, and I tried to take my guy out and see how much he could fight without any armor. He got his fucking ass handed to him pretty much, even though he's pretty good. So in this game, you can't really go around and just like be a superhero and kill like 20 guys by yourself. You're gonna end up dead, which is really good. I like that a lot, because they've done a good job with sort of trying to find a really realistic system. And I've been missing. I remember some games like back in the like maybe 10 years ago started having this system of having different body parts get injured, but they sort of gave up on it. I don't know why, but I'm glad to see it come back, and especially in this really good way. So the stats, I'll just go through them as well really quick. So you have different weapons that you can improve your skills with, and when you use them, that's how you get the skill. So you can train them by using them, which is nice. So you don't really need to go through the trouble of choosing. Maybe some people like that, but I prefer this, that you do something and you learn it. And the same goes with armor smithing and everything, like the melee attack and stuff. You learn it by doing it, and that makes it a lot simpler, I think. But then the system is also pretty realistic, and you can just like leave your guy to work on the field, and he's gonna get better at it all the time. So then these characters become more important all the time, the more you play with them. And the like I said, the toughness thing is so that oh shit, I'm getting pretty close. The toughness thing is pretty good. If you get knocked down, you're gonna grow more tough, and it's gonna affect the amount of damage also that you're gonna get, and the amount that maybe you start bleeding. You're gonna bleed less because of being tough. Dexterity is of course sword cuts. I mean, you move a lot faster with your sword, and you're better at sort of just like handling yourself. And strength is of course simple. You carry stuff and you hit hard, and you can when your strength is good, you can use the weapons like hang on, weapons like this, which does an enormous amount of damage when you're strong, but it's really slow and encumbering. Yeah, athletics is the speed you run at, and yeah, pretty basic stuff. Nothing too complicated. What else? I think that's about it, and I'm gonna have to get ready for a fight. I think I'll build the base here first, though, just to show you that, and then just in case something goes terribly wrong, I can retreat somewhere. And I have researched, I think, everything pretty much. I've researched all the buildings, everything you can put in them, and the mining techs and stuff like that. I think they're gonna implement more buildings. I'm sure there's like you can open up this menu where you can sort of just build anything. It's not going to be like yours, but you can build pretty much every building in the whole thing if you want to sort of just like role play it. And whoops, did I put that there? Oh well. And yeah, so you can sort of build a huge, enormous city from all different types of buildings right now if you want to with using that. But the basic building system is this, and you just choose whatever you want to build. So I'm going to build a small house. Maybe it's a regular house, because I want to... Oh, it's too close to the... Damn. Oh, shit. Okay, I gotta move. There we go. so you can't build too build too close to other towns. And I think this is like an old trading post or something, but the Cannibal camp is there, so it's pretty obvious what has happened here. So let me just check how far do I actually have to build this house. Alright, there we go. Oh shit, full drain. Alright. So I can just put it here, and you can rotate it, and you can raise it up and down depending on the surface you're building it on. But I'll just put it there. And why I want this house is that I can build beds inside, and I can lock the door. I can build maybe a training dummy there, and the training dummies are pretty good when you're starting off. You can train your melee attack just a little. Crap. You can train your melee attack just a little bit. Oh god. Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting. And so that'll help you out sort of when you're trying to survive in the world, especially alone. And sort of the beginners, there's a lot of beginners guides as well, how to get money, how to make money, and how to sort of start surviving in Kenshi. But I think it's pretty straightforward. You just, okay, here we go. You just steal sort of other people's stuff. And there's quite a lot of them right now coming over to me, so I'm gonna fall back. I should have kept these guys together, but I just got lazy for a second there. I'm gonna run back, and I'm gonna regroup, and then I hope I can kick these guys' asses. There's quite many of them, and I hope there's not gonna be another group. Because sometimes when you start fighting, another group just like pounces you from somewhere else, and then you're like get screwed. But I'll just try to sort of keep them in one pile until they come, and I think that's good enough. Alright, here we go. And like I said, my guys are very well equipped, but still they take a lot of damage. The red damage is, of course, them hitting me, and the green damage is me hitting them. I'll just, you can see the sort of the combat system here a little bit. So you got blocks, and you got the attack skill, how many times you're going to get to hit the person before they hit you. I think it's like dexterity and skill issue. And actually I've lost a few guys right now. They're just knocked down, and he's hurt. This didn't go too well. Alright, here you can see I think he was trying to steal one of my men or something, because they pick you up and they start carrying you away, the cannibals I mean, and then they take you to the cages. Except for these roaming guys, they just grab you, and I don't think they ever take you back to the camp. They just carry you around the map. Like at one point I had to go to these huge mountains somewhere over there, like miles and miles away, because the group just roamed around there for a couple of hours. I have no idea where he's going now. He got scared. Oh, he's gonna go and build a house. Alright, so yeah, here's the battleground. Sorry for not zooming into it too much and just blabbering on it, but now some of my men are hurt, and they're gonna need to be healed. And will you stop doing that? And you can have a designated medic, who for me is this guy with the red beard, and when you press shift and first aid, it's going to make it his permanent job to heal people. But you can also do it quick, like I think, because there's a lot of wounded here, and I don't want them to get killed, so I just click the medic button here, and everybody starts sort of healing up, and you need health kits to do that. And here's like a really advanced one. You can heal pretty well with that, and, I mean very well with that, and pretty well with these as well. And the splint kit is for sort of like broken limbs that you get damage to a limb that you need to mend like this, and I think if you don't, then you're gonna lose that the ability to use it. So you need to carry splint kits around as well with you. So I think everybody's healed up, but a couple of guys are down. So he got hit in the head pretty badly, and this guy got hit in the stomach, and his arm is pretty damn screwed, pretty close to that 100 mark there. But oh, he's getting up because he's a tough son of a bitch. And where's this other dude? He's somewhere in between, in the middle there. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pick this guy up and we're gonna go into the house or over to the house and build it. Put some, oh shit, I wonder if my guy is still alive. I wonder if this is going, no, it's going up, good. So I'm gonna build the house as fast as I can, and with the damage multiplier at maximum, it's like twice as much. The healing thing becomes a lot more important, and you might actually lose some guys, because with the regular one I found it to be a bit too easy, especially when you have a lot of people. Once I had like 10 men, and they weren't really good fighters, and bandits came in and they like raped the whole place and they beat everybody up. But eventually a few of my guys got up and started healing the other dudes. So it's very hard to sort of die with the default settings, and I like to sort of be in danger at least a little bit, even though I've worked really hard to get all this equipment and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna build a house and alright, I'll explain the trading backpacks. You have different kind of backpacks. You have the normal kind, which I might have on someone. This one is like a small backpack, so you can just put two of these building materials in there. Third one doesn't fit, and that's it. But when you have a trading backpack, you can stack them up to piles of 6. So the trading backpack is, I find, better. It's really good when you're crafting, let's say, weapons, and then you want to take them out to the shop. You can pile them up, 6 of them, and then take like dozens of swords, and then take them over to the shop to sell them off. It slows you down a lot, but and of course when you have a backpack, you get a -10 combat skills effect. And usually when I do this, I take my backpacks off. I just put them here, and that shouldn't affect the way it sort of, it shouldn't affect the combat skills if it's not on your back. I don't know where your inventory is then, in your fucking pocket or something, I don't know. But right now though, I've got so much stuff on me that I just won't bother doing it. Maybe I'll build a little storage thing actually in here. Yeah, that's what I'll do, and I'll put all the building material in there, and it's gonna take a while, but I can thankfully edit the video so you don't have to watch it. Alright, so the building is here, and you can lock the door, but when you're over level 10, I don't exactly know what level 10, I think like maybe melee attack, then you can start banging on the door, knock the door down, and just walk in. And you can build walls around your camp. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll just show how you do it. You have, I'll show you the biggest wall actually. Defensive wall number 5. So this is the size of the wall, and it's pretty it's actually pretty hard to build with this wall. It's a bit bugged. Yet they're trying to fix the wall building thing, but the defensive wall, no, yes, the defensive wall and the makeshift wall are pretty good. You can put them on like slopes and stuff, and they don't bug out too much. The gates are a bit bugged as well. You can put like a gate. Oh shit, this is big. You can put it somewhere, but the pathfinding and stuff, it's pretty bugged out, and I don't need a wall right now, because I've got the little house and I can hang out there. Some people sort of cheat to let me just open that, to sort of put walls without a gate around them, because the enemies can't destroy the wall, so they can be safe. I don't sort of like using mechanics like that, but I don't judge it either. It's just something you can do. And so I'll start building a few beds. I need to put a guy in there so I can sort of see what's going on, maybe. So I build the interior and choose a bed, and I'll try and put in as many beds as I can possibly fit in this house, so that I'll have more people healing up. I don't know how, because I'm afraid that it's going to be bugged out, so maybe I'll just like encircle. No, well, 6 beds should be enough for this, and I can wait, and I can edit it out while I wait for the heal to take effect. So there we go. risk it. I'll just put one down here. But then you can carry people into the beds. No, I don't want to risk it. You confirm and everything sort of gets built, and I'll set these guys up for the task. So you need building materials to build anything. So this house took, I can't remember how many, maybe 30 building materials, and you can get building materials from shops, or then you go over to your base, build a rock mining facility, and then you need what was it called? The rock refinery, stone processor, and the stone processor will turn the rock into building material. And these beds take four each one, and the house takes around 30, and I think shops have maybe around 40, maybe 50 building materials at once, so that let me just spread this task around a bit. Looking retarded there. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do anything, they're all bunched up. But yeah, you can buy them, which is pretty simple. If you don't want to build a base, you can go and buy them, and just if you want to build like a small shack, you just need to go and get that building material and carry on. But building a base is actually pretty good. It takes a lot of manpower in the beginning, but when you improve the techs, you can sort of have automated rock mining facilities. So all you need to do is carry the rock out of the mine and over to the refinery, or whatever you call it. And I hope he's still alive, because yeah, he's not doing too bad. He's actually healing a bit. And I think these parts won't heal until you bandage them up. So it's going to get stuck somewhere around here when the green thing gets up. And the cage is apparently not a good healing place. So I can't remember who. Jesus, stop it! Just go out and play. Stop it! All right. Let's take like half of you guys just to get out here. And yeah, permanent tasks you can do. Just hold down shift and right click, and they're gonna start. They're gonna keep on doing that job. So you don't need to micromanage everything like constantly. You don't need to get the rock from the mine and put it in your bag and then take it out of your bag. It's pretty automated. There was a glitch or a bug with the advanced refineries and stuff, ore refineries or something like that, iron refineries, and that's where you need to sort of keep doing it and putting it in your bag, but you can sort of avoid it by not improving the tech or not building the most advanced type of building. But so here we have our house, and I'm gonna check the people who are the most wounded, like this guy, and he's gonna go to bed and heal up. And I can't remember who was carrying that one guy. Carlson, there we go. And I think this guy might already be. No, he's getting up. Yeah, because it's his left arm, so he can stay awake even though his arm is really busted, but I'll just carry him to bed, because... no homo. There we go. Oh, shit, okay. He didn't want to. Wants to do it himself. So, there you go. And, yep, this is pretty simple, so you just check your most damaged guys and just put them to rest, and then when they get healed up you change the beds, and there you go. But yeah, I'll just do this and do a little time warp to the time when I'm all healed up. But I'm starting to get ready, I think. Oh, right. Yeah, that is a lot of cannibals, and if these guys are going to be hanging around in this town when I get there, I have no idea what's going to happen. I think this might be a huge failure from my part, and I think I need to wait up until I am like 100% with everybody. So Oh, what you can do in a cage when you're locked up, um, you have a lock picking skill. Where is that? Thievery, yeah, that's it. So, this guy has none, because I haven't practiced at all for it. I have a couple of guys, because I was taken by cannibals before. I tried to, attack them with a too small force, and they just grabbed, a few of my men and brought them to cages. That's how I sort of know what's going on. And, as you can see, some of these guys are roaming because they're not taking the guys back to the little camp they got there, I don't think. But cannibals do heal everybody, even the enemies that they pick up, so they won't die. I'll try and just have a look around here. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna hope they're not gonna give me too much damage, because otherwise I'm gonna have to sort of heal up again. God damn it. It's going pretty well, but dang, some of these guys are not going to be 100% when they get up. Alright, heal my guys up. And get ready to fight. Oh, this guy's got a bounty on his head. I didn't know actually that the Adventurers Guild had bounties, but again, I don't really care about money right now. Alrighty, my men are pretty much healed up. I got attacked a couple of times, so it took me a while, but now they've apparently left me alone. There's one group running around over there. I just hope that they're gonna ignore me completely, since they are hostiles, but they look like another sand and shit. I don't want to fight them. They're pretty damn good. So yeah, I was thinking about while I was healing up, about the graphic settings that I use. My graphics are pretty low. Actually, my machine is alright, it can handle this, but then again, I use a 64-bit system, and they haven't made this onto that platform yet, but they're working on it, so there is a imminent crash coming at some point when it's like a memory leak issue, so at some point the game is going to start crashing a lot, so I keep the draw distance low for, well, two reasons. The other is that, and then the other one is that I don't actually want to see too far ahead. Like, I don't want to see men walking around like hills that are a mile away, because it sort of, I don't know, it's immersive like this, that you sort of have to be on your guard, and you can't just like before I put them on bodyguard duty, so they won't sort of run around separately around, because that's a good way to get killed, especially with these large groups, and especially with the damage thing that I've got, because I got them on maximum. But I'm not actually sure. I think sand ninjas, for some reason, they haven't attacked me before. Yeah, I think just for the sake of saving time, I'm just gonna go out and trust that that's how it's gonna be. So I think my worst fighter, he's still in sort of bad shape, but he'll do fine, I hope. Yeah, so and the other thing I was thinking about was, like, during fights, what you can sort of do. Like, the fights from now, since now, have just been like huge clusterfucks of just melee brawls, where everybody just attacks people randomly, but you can do a lot of sort of strategy. Hang on, phone ring. Alright, I got about 15 minutes, and I gotta take a break, but I will carry on later on. I was talking about the strategies. You can use them. You can use different things in fights, like maybe position your men in a certain way that you have the sort of the heavy fighters and the best defensive troops in front, and then maybe the light troops are behind, um, or whichever way you prefer. But maybe one strategy might be that you put all the defensive troops in front. And sometimes if there's a large group coming, or maybe even two groups, like if there's a huge fight that I'm really outnumbered, I put the defensive troops in front and I have them fight, and the guys that sort of get surrounded and are in a dangerous position, you can put them on blocks only. So that raises their defensive skills with 20 points, which is pretty good, especially if your troops are already trained in combat. So they will charge them, but the penalty is that the enemy will start ignoring them pretty soon. But the good thing about that also is that when let's say this guy is completely surrounded, and these guys can sort of handle themselves, they can fight the other people there, and once they start ignoring this guy, you can take him off of the blocks only stance, and then he'll start attacking maybe the one guy or two guys who are left fighting him, and then the enemy starts sort of getting confused about who to attack, who they prefer to attack, and you can use that to your advantage as much as you can, and you can pause the game whenever you want to, so you don't have to sort of micromanage, because it's pretty awkward. I don't know if there's like a quick button for these things, but you can do the microing while pause and then carry on if you like that. But if you have the defensive troops out in front, and they take the brunt of the attack, and you keep these guys behind, like light armored troops, they're pretty fast, that they can sort of charge in quite fast, and these guys would be faster if they wouldn't be carrying all that building material, which I didn't build a chest for. I just could be asked, really, to be honest. And so you can sort of charge them from a different direction, and while the guys are attacking these guys, and these guys are good at defending, the other troops you have can just like charge in and start hitting them on their backs, and then they get even more confused. And using these slight tactics or strategies, and then you can sort of win battles that you might otherwise lose, or that might be extremely difficult to win. But I think I really haven't planned this video, or I haven't really planned what I'm gonna actually do when I get there. But I think I'll try and use these tactics, and I think I really have to, because otherwise I'm going to lose. The thing is that, unfortunately, I did change the weapon classes of these guys. So this guy Feck, for example, he has a fragment axe, which is very good at damaging, and it actually has a minus defensive bonus, which was, I don't know, maybe I think I should have given him something else, because these guys are not really supposed to be the offensive type of guys. At least that's how I've played it. And you can see that the attack bonus is green. It's a bonus from the weapon itself, and the -5 in red is as well from the weapon. So you get stat boosts or penalties from different types of weapons that you use. So I think I'll still go for that, because none of these guys, I've got all kinds of different weapons. I thought I'd just like have different kinds and just see how they sort of do with these weapons. They're all top tier, so they've all been researched to the end and crafted. It is the best type of weapon you can have. Like I've done all the tech, so all the different weapons that I use are actually top notch. But they all have different skills, and I thought that, because they don't really say like the attack speed or anything like that. That's a combination of different stats. But I thought I'd just sort of try out and see how they do. And I think maybe having diversity in the weapons is a good thing generally. But so now I'm gonna start thinking about moving out, and I do want to avoid every single fight until I get there, unless there's another group right next to it, and I'm not really coming back anymore, just to sort of keep this thing going, video going. Like what you can do is, especially with this type of damage system that I have now on with the settings, you could just come back here and just keep on trying until you can actually make it there, without any problems. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get this over with now. So it's gonna be a slow walk again, but I think I might be able to do this pretty easily. I'm sort of hoping just for you know, so it won't be an anticlimax, just to fucking go in there and kill everybody and not really lose anyone or not be in sort of danger at all. I don't know, that kind of ownage is, you know, not good for videos, but I'm just hoping it'll be relatively simple. So yeah, I wonder, there's nothing really else on my mind right now. Like the base building, just building a house. I don't know if you, well, you got the basic idea of it. That's all pretty much it is, but you can do it on like a massive scale. My old base, it was pretty big, like the area, and then I built, I tried to make it look like an actual town, sort of, that I had maybe leather armor and clothing facilities in one building, and then have like an armor smith building, and then 2 buildings for beds for everybody to sort of rest up in, and the area had to be pretty big because the fertilized ground and the stone mines and the ore mines were pretty, the good areas were sort of far from each other, like maybe 500 meters, 200 meters or something like that between. So I just walled out the entire area, and which is good because the bandits can't destroy walls right now, so they just always come through that, through the closest gate that they sort of find in the area. And the gate is pretty much there because even though it's a level 5 gate, at this time, I don't think it takes any higher level to sort of destroy the level 5 gate than it does to like destroy the makeshift gate. I think it's just a health issue. But yeah, so there's really no point in building the big walls, except for like aesthetics and things like that. But the big walls are, like I said, really hard to sort of get to work or build them, especially on ground that isn't leveled up. But the smaller walls, they're pretty good. They don't bug out that much. But this is an alpha, and everything you see is gonna be fixed. And I have like a lot of faith in this game that the developer is going to fix everything the best he can, and he's hiring more people now. I think he just hired someone else to be a part of his staff to sort of get the production going even faster, because he's been working on this for years by himself, which is pretty damn good for one guy. But here we go. Alright, there's actually some sort of fighting going on over there already, and what you can do is sort of charge them now that they're confused, and it would work. But or then I could just actually, if I had a really good thief, I could just run in there now. Oop, bug out, dudes. I could just run in there now, unlock the cage, and then just run away without even fighting. Now that they're all occupied over there. But I think I actually want to fight these guys. I want to sort of do it the honorable way of giving them a chance, unless I'm actually getting surrounded here somewhere or attacked. No. So I'll just wait for them to get ready. And apparently he's got some friends in here now. These are just dust bandits. Yeah. And they haven't begun eating anyone yet. So I'm not sure if that's implemented, but I heard it was. I thought it was. That they sort of start damaging you limb by limb until they sort of remove the whole limb. Alright, we'll see what's going on. They got that, I think the exclamation points, they mean that it's getting worse, and it's under the 100 mark. So not sure if they're just gonna ditch him or heal him or what they're gonna do. And these 2 arrows mean that he is bleeding. He's bleeding out, and the more arrows there are, the faster it is. Sometimes I've seen like 5, 6 arrows, and the blood is going down really fast if you got like big cuts. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. And they're putting more people in there. Maybe I'll just save these guys as well. I think you get like, actually I watched a bit of what I recorded before, and I forgot to say that if you heal people from other factions, you should get better standing with them. Oh shit, there he goes. He's... Oh, what? So these fucking assholes just alright then. So he's fucking dead now, and they're cooking him in a pot. So I think it's time to move on. Now I feel bad that I didn't move on before. Oh god. Alright. Now I've sort of got bloodlust against these fuckers, so I'm not gonna even think about strategy. I'm gonna kill this douchebag, and then I'm just gonna fucking finish them all. And he's carrying in his imaginary friend. I wonder why these guys, they're not doing anything because they're like a bit bugged out. But here we go. Yeah, I did not expect them to actually cook my friend like that. I heard that they were gonna sort of take his limbs and then like cook him part by part, but yeah, I should have done this a lot faster. So lesson learned in the future. And I do play this game in a way that I don't reload games, and especially now I thought it would be really interesting that I'm not oh Jesus, that I'm not going to actually, oh, I forgot what I was about to say. Anyway, like right now when the settings are so tough, I don't want to restart. I want this to be like really dangerous, and I need, want to think about things really badly, but like things are not going that well right now. I should have thought about this before. But I might just reload because I sort of like this I'm not really concentrating on the playing, so I might take my squad back and then maybe start like a let's play thing, maybe with less people in my squad, because it can be a bit confusing, especially if you're like not used to this game, just seeing like a huge brawl going on, and you're not really gonna get much out of it. But anyways, yeah, that sort of fucking sucks, because this guy was actually one of my best guys, like maybe my second best dude of the whole group, and they fucking ate him. I'm just gonna go see if I can fucking eat the guy myself and maybe get his strength back to me. Alright, here we go. Oh shit, more? You need to, it sometimes bugs out when you're in the bodyguard mode that the guys just sort of stand there and walk around and follow him around. If you put them on follow, I think that's what happens. But bodyguarding should be like they attack everybody around. This guy is not giving up. There we go. All right, I need to get my guys out of there, and I need to sort of keep attacking in one group rather than just a solid group. Though there's not that many left anymore. This was pretty easy, but that was crazy, man. Alright, so now he's in there. And I'm just gonna see if I can find... God damn it. Oh, I can't believe it just happened. But that was about it. I was supposed to show you, the sort of the way to get out of a cage, but I think I might be able to, maybe they haven't thought about it. I'll just put one of my guys inside a cage if it's possible. No, I can't. But I think even though these guys are bandits, I'm just gonna try and save them. Not loot. I don't know what the cannibals are just running around here for, but... Oop, and now they're bugged out. I hope they get formations in this, because these guys just sort of tend to bunch up when you put them in the same place. Oh, and I didn't actually heal anybody. I wonder if they healed my guys. Not yet, it seems. But yeah, well, that was pretty much it. Fucking hell, that's sort of anticlimactic, but these things happen, so, I learned my lesson. Now I really need to, do it faster. But that's it for now, and maybe I'll do, I need to go now, but maybe I'll do sort of like a summary after this one. But, yeah, welcome to Kenshi. It is an awesome game, and I hope to see a lot more of it, and I hope they keep improving it pretty fast, because I'm sort of anxious to see all the new features and whatnot are coming on, and there's like animals and arrows and bows and whatnot. There's like a whole lot of stuff coming, and I suggest you check out the change logs and the future plans and everything, because I think anybody who appreciates good game developing will appreciate this game, no matter if they've into sort of RPGs that much. But this game is so wide and so good. Even now that it's an alpha, I play 0.69, something like that, the version, and it's pretty damn good. You can see like small glitches like that going around, but yeah, that's about it. Welcome to Kenshi, and hope to see you later with another video of this.